The little skee ball thing there did survive the move, but it kinda got a little wonky and I had to bend some things back into shape, so let's hope that doesn't mess with our rolls at all. Hello everybody, my name is Danny and welcome back to my channel. Today is kind of a 2-for-1 video because I have my June wrap-up where I'm going to talk about all the books that I read in June, and also my July Skee-B-R rolls where I pick books that I will be reading in July. So there's not really much to it. Why don't we get into the wrap-up? So there were 4 books on my official TBR for June, so I'm just going to talk about those. First, I read White Teeth by Zadie Smith. This was a pick for an aesthetic prompt where I had to pick a book with cool tones, so this has a blue cover, that's a cool tone, and I gave this book a 3 out of 5 stars. It wasn't awful, it's just not really my thing. I apologize for the lawn mowing sounds that you can probably hear in the background, but they've literally been doing that all day for several hours, and I just can't put off filming anymore. Hopefully it's not too loud or awful for you guys to hear. Seriously, I'm sorry. But anyway, the next book that I read in June was In the Shadow of Blackbirds by Kat Winters. This was a genre pick where I had to pick a historical book, and I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars. I actually liked it way more than I expected to. It wasn't the best book, but it was still really good, and I enjoyed reading it. After that, I read Saving Montgomery Soul by Mariko Tamaki, and I gave this a 3 out of 5. It kind of felt rushed because it's a really short book, and there wasn't a very cohesive character arc for the main character, and there weren't really any stakes in the story, so overall I feel like some length would really benefit this book. And the last book on my official TBR for June was Odin's Child by Siri Petterson. I'm actually only about halfway through it, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to finish it before the end of the month, and it's almost definitely going to be a 5 out of 5 stars. This book is absolutely amazing, and I cannot wait for book 2 to be released in English later on this year because I know I'll be buying it as soon as I can. Other than that, I've read 4 different books. They were all manga, and it was Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 10, The Girl from the Other Side Volume 1, and My Hero Academia Volumes 27 and 28, and they all got 5 out of 5 stars. They were absolutely fantastic. So now that the wrap-up for June is out of the way, why don't we get rolling and see what books I'm going to read in July? Roll number 1. Alright, so roll number 1 landed in the 20-point spot, and it was genre, so let's pull a genre prompt. Let's see, let's go for something all the way at the bottom. This one, yeah. Romance. Let's see if I have a romance to read. Alright, well, not exactly a romance book, but for this I'm going to pick Blood Like Magic by Lizelle Sambury, because this has love as a very important part of the plotline. Basically, our main character is a witch, and in order to fully come into her powers, she has to kill her first love. The thing is, she's never been in love before, so she has to find her first love and then kill him. So, while not exactly a romance, it's almost definitely going to have romance elements, so I'm picking this mostly because I'm just super duper excited to read this. Alright, ignoring the lawnmower once again, let's move on to roll number 2. Alrighty, so it landed in the 10-point spot, and that means we have another genre pick, so give it a little shaky shaky. Let's see what genre we're reading for book number 2. If I could grab just one, that would be great. Sci-fi / paranormal. Also, I love how I turn this around as if you can read it when you definitely can. I'm gonna find a sci-fi / paranormal. Okay, so I'm actually going to pick one of my boyfriend's books for this. You can see where I pulled it out of the shelf. That is the manga Levius, which is about cyborgs and AI, I think. I'm not sure. I didn't have any other sci-fi or paranormal on my shelf, so this is what I'm going with. Okay, on to roll number 3. You know, that went pretty far, but it still only landed in the 10. Alright, roll number 3 is another 10-point roll. That means we get to pull an aesthetic prompt, which is in the green can instead of the blue one. So give it a little shaky shaky. Let's see. This one is upside down. Person on cover. So both Blood Like Magic and Levius would have worked for this, but I have to pick another one. This Like Blood Like Magic was an easy pick because it's a book that I'm super excited to read, and that is The Witch King by H.E. Edgman, I believe is how it's pronounced. This actually has 3 people on the cover. The Witch King is about a transgender witch who is on the run from his Fae King ex-boyfriend slash fiance. Not really sure about that, but it sounds amazing. This cover is gorgeous, and I just can't wait to read this. I love fantasy, and I love queer rep, so obviously if it's a fantasy with queer rep, I'm gonna be super into it. Yeah, this is my choice for book 3. And finally, we get to roll number 4. Another 10, of course. And finally, for roll number 4, it's actually a length prompt, which we haven't gotten before. So this basically means I will roll a d8 and pick a book that's up to that many 100 pages, or as close to it as I can get. So normally I would flip the camera to show you guys the roll, but it's been a long day of filming and very frustrating, so I'm just gonna roll and tell you guys what I got. Alright, so I rolled a, not that you can see it, 2. So that means I have to pick a book that is between 101 and 200 pages. So it's probably going to be another manga. And indeed it is. For this 4th and final book on my official TBR, I'm going to be reading the life-changing manga of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo. If you don't know, I love Marie Kondo so much, and so my boyfriend got me this book, and it is 186 pages, which definitely falls within the range we're looking for, and so this is the final book on my official July TBR. And just to give you guys a little recap on that, book 1, Blood Like Magic, is for romance. Book 2 is Levius, which is for sci-fi slash paranormal. Book number 3 is The Witch King, to fulfill the prompt of a person on the cover. And then book 4 is the life-changing manga of Tidying Up, which was for the page length prompt. So overall, I am super excited for my July TBR. There are 2 novels that I absolutely cannot wait to get into, and then 2 manga. One is pretty chunky, but still it's manga, so I should be able to fly through those and still get to do some mood reading during the month. So yeah, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, and you can subscribe to my channel for more content, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!